So you might have noticed that we just had the 20th anniversary of the release of the Fellowship of the Ring movie. And with that, I've kind of been thinking about the last couple of days about how important it is for just truly great and epic fiction to capture our hearts and our imaginations, and the way that the Lord of the Rings just truly shows us this warfare between good and evil and light and dark, of bravery and friendship and adventure, and just how important it's been for me, as Tolkien doesn't set out to do an allegory of the Christian faith, but what he does is just really captures really big, important themes that are true, even if he set them in a fictional world. So I would just encourage you, as fall break comes up, and you might be considering reading some things, or even rereading, to not forget just how important um, forging just a moral imagination of understanding the way the world is. And we can actually do this through stories that capture truth. These days, a lot of our stories revel in making everything gray and the anti-hero, and even just glorifying an evil. A lot of the new Star Wars movies have kind of like, oh, the light side, the dark side, kind of gray Jedi, and the dark side's not that bad. It's not that tempting. You can handle that. And then with recent movies like the popularity of Deadpool and Suicide Squad and all those things, this is how important it is to go back to stories that emphasize bravery and courage, doing the right thing when it costs you, friendship. So, Lord willing, and I will have a baby boy named Samuel in a few days. Um, we kind of settled on the name, but the more I think about it, Samwise Gamgee is one of my favorite characters for how loyal and good a friend he is to Frodo. Um, so I would highly recommend reading The Lord of the Rings at some point in high school, and just really sinking your teeth into it, or watching the movies, even the extended ones. I also recommend a little younger reading level. If you're in middle school, even high school, you can still chew through these. But Redwall is a great series of stories by Brian Jacques, of just a fictional world with battles and feasts and friendships and camaraderie. And this was really important for me, particularly in middle school. So I got a few copies of this. I'm willing to lend them out if you want that, or just help you get your hands on it. So you want to start with Redwall, and after that, it doesn't really matter too much where you go from there. I have some favorites. And then definitely not forgetting Narnia. Narnia, unlike Lord of the Rings and Redwall, doesn't just tell us truths, is actually trying to be pointing us to the gospel in Christ, intentionally having those parallels. So it's more of an allegory. But definitely start with The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Do not start with the chronological order. Go with the publishing order. So see here how The Magician's Nephew is first. That is a lie. Do not do that. So make sure in the box set that don't follow that order. And The Horse and His Boy is the best one. So I'll make my case for that. Then moving outside of fiction, just these little books for fifth and sixth graders, I think especially, or if you're just interested, you're a little older, but you just want a very quick read, this Christian Hero series. We have this at the church. They're available to take out. Then G.A. Henty, most my history, what G.A. Henty does is he takes true historical events and he puts a fictional character in them. So the Cadabubastes in the Egyptian Empire, the Hebrew slave in the Egyptian Empire. He does the Saxons and Rome and William the Conqueror, all sorts of just wonderful, Wallace and Bruce, those types of things. So there's plenty of other books I could mention. Um, I'm really interested if anybody has recommendations specifically for teenage girls, just developing that side. I need to check in with Lady Anna to see if she has a list as well, or any others on that. But these books I think are important. And on your fall break, perhaps pick up one of these and give it a read to be reminded what is the good, the true, and the beautiful, light and dark, courage, the difficulties of that, especially Lord of the Rings with Frodo. So all those things are great. Um, yeah, just recommend not to neglect reading great fiction. Well, God bless.